Over the last 24 hours, we have heard a lot of information regarding the Xbox Series S and the X. We have found out the price point, we found out the release date, and even knowing the release date has not been solidified by Microsoft, they did let us know that the Xbox Series S will have a 512 gigabit SSD. Now that is not a lot of space, and currently I have a 8 terabyte hard drive hooked up to my Xbox One X, and with the announcement of these hard drives still working with the new systems, but you won't get the benefit of what the next gen has to offer by using these hard drives because they're too slow. But the biggest question has to be, how much are these SSDs going to cost that Microsoft and Seagate are in a partnership on when it comes to this proprietary drive that they are making only for the Xbox Series version of consoles? Well, it looks like a retailer actually leaked out exactly how much these are going to cost, and we're going to talk about that right now. What is going on, ladies and gentlemen? It is your boy Forte, and thank you for checking out this video. Please hit that like button and please hit that subscribe button, and make sure you head over to Twitter. Follow me over there. It's the best place to interact with me as a gamer, so we can talk about the things we don't talk about in this video. So I know you guys are like, what's going on with these rumors, Forte? I've been looking at Twitter all day. I've been looking at news articles all day. Microsoft can't hold water right now, so why haven't I seen what you are talking about? And guess what? Here's a screenshot of it right here. So as you guys can see, this says XBX, which is Xbox X, Seagate 1 terabyte SSD expansion slot. And why it says expansion slot, because as you can see on the screen right here, Xbox acknowledged this a very long time ago when they talked about the Xbox Series X, and they said that you will be able to upgrade the storage that is inside of your Xbox Series X, and you will be able to do this through proprietary drives that was made by Seagate, and they were made in conjunction with Microsoft's seal of approval. So you would have to buy these separately in order to get more space on your console. Now, like I said, this isn't news in itself. It's just the fact that we got to talk about that price, $219.99, basically 220 bucks. Now, depending on the type of gamer you are, you're probably going to think that is astronomical. That is way too much money for an SSD, especially if you're on a console side. But I can tell you firsthand that this is kind of the growing rate for SSDs, especially when you're talking about custom style SSDs that's going to be in the Xbox Series X and also in the PlayStation 5. The PlayStation 5's SSD is even more advanced than this SSD. So just thinking of the fact that you are going to have to shell out upwards of an extra $200 to get more space on your system, man, that's a tough pill to swallow. But guess what? A lot of people are going to do it because they're used to just being able to install all their games and have them on their system. But the one thing that I'm actually going to share with you guys is maybe you just want to play one game at a time, maybe 2 or 3, and just delete them when you're not playing them, because this is like I said, a tough pill to swallow, especially if you're spending $500+ on a system already. Now, I don't think that this piece of equipment is going to be that important to the people that are buying the S day one. Maybe down the line it will become more important for them as their space really starts to run out, or the games that they're starting to play are getting even bigger in size. But people do need to realize when you have an SSD, your games actually are going to be compressed a lot better when it comes to putting them on that SSD. Along with transfer rates being a hell of a lot faster, you're going to be able to get in and out of your games and in and out of your installs faster than ever before. So I will tell anybody that is thinking about purchasing this, you actually might be in a really good situation, because you technically don't have to buy games day one, because if you got Xbox Game Pass, those games are going to be there for you no matter what. And as long as you're managing your installs and getting rid of them when you're not playing them, this is going to be a niche issue. But let's be for real, a lot of people are going to want to jump back and forth between games, install as much stuff as they possibly can, and that's where this thing is going to sell the most. And I do expect a lot of people buying the Xbox Series X when it comes out to upgrade and buy this along with their system. But something that I was actually thinking about, and shout out to my homeboy Slow-Mo, we talked about this during the first inaugural episode of the Damage Per Second podcast, which launched its every Tuesday at 9 p.m. It was on my channel this week. Next week it will be on Slow-Mo's channel, so check us out when you get a chance. I think a lot of people that were kind of on the fence of saying, do I want to get the S or get the X? This might be the reason they jump and just go ahead and get the X. Yeah, sure, you're losing 500 gigs in space, but you're almost paying just as much for the hard drive as you're paying for the system. You're only 80 bucks off. And if we go off of the common knowledge of all the leaks that we've been hearing, that the X is going to be a price of $499, and then if you go ahead and add this to the price of the original system that you buy, which is the S, that will put you at $519. Think about that. At that point, you're almost better off just getting the better hardware, getting double the space, and I think a lot of people can function with 1 terabyte of space, even though, and I do think you will want to upgrade at a later date. And who knows, they may have cheaper alternatives like a 500 gig version of the SSD at a later date for you to buy day one, or it could be there day one. Now, when it comes to the legitimacy of this picture, is it real? I have no idea. The biggest thing I can tell you is the screen looks dirty and all of the text look like it's underneath it. And I mean, a lot of this stuff could be Photoshop. I mean, look, man, we've been looking for information for a long time on these systems, on the peripherals you're going to get for these systems, and this is the first look that we actually got into seeing what some of the stuff could cost in the next gen. So a lot of this stuff is going to work itself out over the course of the next coming weeks and months, but I would not be surprised if this is definitely the price. And I'm going to tell you, like I've been telling everybody, GameStop does take trade-ins on hard drives for your older systems right now. They don't give you a lot. They give you like 25 and up depending on the size that you have. I believe 35 or 40 for like a 4 terabyte and up. But if you're not going to be able to use them in the next generation, trust me, if you got 1 or 2 or 3, that could be anywhere from 80 to 120 bucks off this hard drive. And trust me, would you rather have a slow platter disk hard drive that is going to load all your games slower, plus won't even be able to take advantage of the experience that you want to have on your brand new system? Or are you going to go out, trade that stuff in, and get a more bigger and more capable, faster SSD to make your gaming experience even better? But ultimately, it comes down to, what do you guys think? Do you think this is fake? Do you think it's real? Do you think this is actually the price that Microsoft and Seagate are willing to price this hard drive at? I definitely want to hear from you down in the comment section. And on top of that, are you going to be interested in picking up this SSD with the system that you're going to get? Please sound down below with what version of the system you're looking at. Are you looking at the S? Are you looking at the X? And for the people that are on PS5, there's a good chance your hard drive could be a little bit more cheaper, but who knows, because they are allowing you to use third-party SSDs, when I mean NVMEs, on your system. They just haven't came out with any specs to look out for to see what will be compatible with the speed that the PlayStation 5 is putting out day one. So with that being said, guys and girls, you guys have a great week. Check out my last video where we talk about everything Xbox. If you haven't caught up to that stuff yet, link for everything will be in the description too. And I will see you guys in the next video, and have a good holiday week. Peace.